Title: I was in bed with my lover, texting my husband and promising I'd make it up to him when I got back. Then, out of nowhere, my lover decided to pull a prank. He sent my husband a photo of his junk with the caption, "Your wife's favorite toy." Start: I was in bed with him when it happened, sheets tangled, phone in my hand, my thumb tapping out hollow promises to my husband. Soon, I'll make it up to you when I'm back. He still believed me, or at least I thought he did. Then, out of nowhere, my lover smirked, childish, reckless. He grabbed his phone, angled it down, and sent a photo I didn't approve. His smug caption, "Your wife's favorite toy." Seconds later, silence. No typing dots, no reply, just emptiness. That emptiness was the sound of my life collapsing. My husband wasn't perfect, but he was steady, loyal, the kind of man who held promises like they were scripture. We built a home together, brick by brick, years of sweat and laughter layered between the walls. And I, weak, selfish, craving thrill, broke it. At first, it was just stolen moments, excuses about work, late nights explained away. My husband never questioned, never doubted. His trust was a fortress. That's what made shattering it so brutal. When the prank landed in his inbox, I thought I could fix it, smooth it over, lie, manipulate, beg, whatever it took. But when I rushed home, key trembling in the lock, I froze the moment I stepped inside. The living room was stripped bare of warmth. No family photos, no cushions on the couch, just silence, heavy enough to crush my chest. And there, in the middle of the house, he had taken my wedding dress from storage, hung it from the ceiling fan, a spotlight from the lamp angled down like a stage set. Pinned across the bodice were all the photographs he'd discovered, me and my lover. Cars, hotels, cheap motels, my face twisted in ecstasy. Each image stabbed into white fabric like evidence in a trial. My blood ran cold. He had known, long before that photo. He hadn't been blind. He'd been watching. I didn't cry, not then. My tears had no value anymore. Instead, I studied the arrangement like a puzzle. My husband wasn't impulsive. This wasn't rage. This was theater, a warning shot. And I realized I was already prey inside his trap. That's when the fear turned into something sharper, a weapon. I started planning, quietly, meticulously. I copied every message between me and my lover, every picture, every reckless detail. Then I flipped the game, dug into his life. Bank accounts, lies he'd told his wife, business trips that weren't business at all. Every secret I documented. At home, I played remorseful wife, cooking dinners he never ate, leaving apologies on notes he never touched. I let silence stretch between us until it became unbearable. He thought he'd broken me, but really, I was gathering kindling. The first strike was financial. My lover's company thrived on government contracts. A single leak, photos of him with me, time-stamped during those business trips, was enough to raise eyebrows. Suddenly, compliance officers were circling. Next, his marriage. I slipped an unmarked envelope through his wife's mail slot. Inside, every screenshot, every hotel bill, every damning detail. No note, just the truth, raw and undeniable. Then came the professional gut punch. His clients received anonymous tips, complete with evidence. Whispers spread, contracts dissolved, his reputation bled out in silence. He tried to call me, beg, threaten. I never answered. My husband, meanwhile, watched me like a hawk, silent, calculating. I didn't confront him. I didn't need to. He'd already staged my guilt in our living room. I was just writing the second act. The climax came on a Sunday afternoon, a family barbecue at my lover's in-laws. Everyone gathered, children playing on the lawn, laughter thick in the air. And then, silence. His wife walked out with a box in her hands. She set it on the table, opened it wide, and let everyone see. Photos, screenshots, proof, gasps, disgust, rage. My lover's face drained of color as his father-in-law spat at the ground, calling him filth. His wife didn't cry. She just walked back inside, children trailing her like soldiers obeying retreat. He stood there stripped of everything. and I watched from the distance, unseen, sipping my coffee across the street. When I returned home that night, my husband was sitting in the dark. The wedding dress was gone, the living room bare again. He didn't look at me, didn't speak, but he knew. He knew what I'd done, and I knew he approved. Because revenge wasn't about words or apologies. It was about silence. Silence heavy enough to suffocate. I'd destroyed the man who mocked him, shattered the lover who thought he was untouchable. And though my marriage was ashes, I still stood, colder, sharper, untouchable. I didn't need forgiveness. I didn't deserve it. What I needed was closure, and I had it. So I whispered into the silence, almost to myself.